Your pick. We'll put Coach on the far side and Haynes on the near side. We'll let you get settled, and then we'll open up with a statement from Coach Weinke, and we'll go from there. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Good morning. Let me just open up by saying we're really excited to be here. Our football team's excited. We want to thank the FCS, who's done an outstanding job as our host down here. I know the guys are having a good time. The facilities are awesome. Everything's been first class down here, so we're excited to be here. Obviously excited to play a really good opponent, right? You look at who we're facing, and you can make the argument they belong in the playoff, right? And so when you look at Coach Satake and what he's done with that football team, he's had sustained success over the years, and we're excited, and obviously it's a huge challenge for us. I do think it'll be one of the better bowl games outside of the playoffs, and so we're excited. We're preparing the right way. Guys are having a good time, and look forward to a really good football game Saturday at 3:30.
All right, we'll start over here on the left. We'll do Matt in the second row, and then Chad in the first row, and go from there.
Matt Marshall, the Orlando Sentinel. Coach, I wanted to ask, first of all, has your job changed much from taking over as offensive coordinator? How much is that, I guess, as your job has changed a little bit? And the second part of that is did you at any point play in Orlando in a bowl game here when you were a player?
Yeah, first, obviously the roles changed a little bit, right? So from an organizational standpoint, obviously from having the opportunity now to call plays, obviously our whole staff has always been heavily involved in the game planning, but the role changes a little bit with some of our staff having departed. We have less guys, but the routine is the same, and now I get an opportunity, obviously, call plays in practice, and then an opportunity to call plays on Saturday. So from that standpoint, yeah, there's a little more responsibility. And then secondly, I have not played in a bowl game down here, so I've heard about it and know that this is a great place, and historically I always put on a good bowl, and I think people should be excited about this matchup between Georgia Tech and BYU.
All right, we'll go to Chad in the first row left.
Chad from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. A, have you caught up on sleep? You said you only got like 9 hours. And then two, how did you go about sitting down and trying to formulate a game plan to attack this BYU defense?
Yeah, so still some sleep deprivation, but I guess the excitement takes over, right? And the opportunity to be able to step in these shoes and do this is exciting for me. I always say this, that we ask our players to always prepare like you're the starter. And I think the analogy is exactly what I tell my backup quarterback. And as a co-coordinator, I can't tell my players to do it and me not do it. So I've been preparing for this opportunity. You never know when it's going to come up. So you don't want to be caught off guard or be surprised. So over the years, as a coach, I've been preparing for this opportunity to be able to have an opportunity to call plays. So from that standpoint, feel very comfortable. I think the biggest thing is we're playing against a really good defense, right? Coach Hill has done an outstanding job with that defensive unit. They're big, they're long, and they're strong, right? And so we know what we're going up against. We'll see multiple fronts, multiple coverages. And so not only are they individually really good players, but they play well as a unit. So we've got our hands full, and as we game planned, there's not a lot of holes in this defense. So we're going to have to play sound football, and we're going to have to execute. And I think it's going to be a 60-minute ball game.
Yeah, we'll go to third row right, Terry, and then back to second row left.
Terry Spain with Sports First Media. Coach, the ACC's motto is accomplish greatness. What have you all have done to prepare to live up to the ACC motto?
Well, I think there's obviously a lot of chatter around college football as it relates to the conferences. I always say this: be where your feet are, be the best that you can be. And when you look at our conference in terms of, I think what we've seen now is there's a lot of parity, right? In college football over the last few years, you start to see more of that. I do think that our conference has been represented very well throughout the year. And obviously having an ACC team in the playoff and winning that first round represents that. we're a good conference. We've got a lot of good players, and I do like the parity throughout the conference, and I do think there is greatness in this conference, and there's good players all over the country, but I believe our conference is one of the best.
All right, we'll go second row left.
Yeah, this question is for Haynes. You could, at this point, you could be getting ready for the combine, getting ready for the NFL draft. Why did you decide to come back, and what is your kind of mentality going into this game, kind of being your final college game?
I mean, throughout this year, we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this team, and I'm not one to quit and just, be selfish and go about my business. I always finish what I start. That's just kind of how I was raised. And then, my mentality going into this game is just we're going to, one, go out there and have fun, but two, try to go out there and execute and find ways to win. It's always more fun when you win. So,
Haynes, a follow-up from the podium. Playing under a Heisman winner, and you coach obviously played in a national championship game. What have you taken from that experience playing under Coach Weinke over the past couple seasons?
I mean, I can't say enough about this guy. He was one of the big reasons why I came here, and a big reason why I stayed. He's somebody that I can trust and help me develop my game, and y'all have seen that throughout the 3 years that I've been here. And like I said, I can't say enough about what he's done for me and my development, not only as a player but also as a person.
Front row left. We'll go back to Chad.
Well, you stole my question, so I'll pivot.
Oh,
but
man, sorry, Chad.
Haynes, I know you don't want to talk about your legacy or think about that right now, but when will you sit down when this is all over to sort of think of what you've been able to do at Georgia Tech?
I guess probably when I'm training. You got a little bit more time on your hands. Don't have to go to class or anything like that. But I'd say probably there. For the most part, you don't really see it happen until later on in life anyways. And it's just kind of like same as feeling it and the feelings that you get with, hey, this might be my last game at Georgia Tech. I don't really feel it until it's over, one of those type deals. But I feel like it's already kind of impacting a lot of people because we had a little signing and the little ceremony that we had during the basketball game, the halftime. So it's already kind of building up, but I'm grateful for it, and it's not a one-man show. I'm grateful for this whole team, the whole staff that's believed in me and got me to this point.
All right, we'll go third row left and then second row left.
Hey, Sean Walker from KSL in Salt Lake City. I've been covering this big quarterback that likes to run at BYU all year, who you've probably seen a little bit through the bowl week and maybe on film some, I don't know. But he's reminded me all year of this other big quarterback from East Texas who plays at Atlanta right now, who likes to run a lot. You've been remarkably durable in playing a similar way that I think Bear Bogmeyer does, obviously with a lot more time. Just I don't know if you want to give away all of your secrets right now, but how have you been able to sort of stay? I see your coach kind of nodding a little bit. How have you been able to just sort of stay upright, stay healthy, and sort of still play the way that you've played that's made you such an exciting football player?
I mean, well, first off, you've got to have a little bit of mental and physical toughness. But other than that, you got to be able to take care of your body, know how to. You got to surround yourself with the right people that also have the resources and know how to help you. And I feel like we've done a really good job of hiring here and the staff that's been able to communicate and work with each other and work with me throughout the week to keep me on the field. They've done a really good job.
Go to Matt, second row.
Chris, I wanted to ask you this. In a day and age where guys are jumping in the portal and, you've got so much movement going on, what does it say about your quarterback that he's willing to come back and finish what he started and wants to finish the right way?
Yeah, I can't say enough about him. When you talk about, as a coach, the true joy is coaching young men like this. He was raised the right way. He's wired the right way. He learned at a young age that, as he alluded to, that you finish what you started. This day and age, in the landscape of college football and all this movement, I never for 1 second thought this man wasn't going to finish his mission. And he came here with a purpose. He represents exactly what college football is all about. He's old school. He's got an old soul. He lives every single day the same way, and that starts with toughness. He learned that from his daddy. But I've, excuse me, I've had the opportunity to coach a lot of quarterbacks and trained a lot of quarterbacks over the years. This one here is special. Everything he does, okay, he does it for the people around him. It's never about him. It never will be about him. It's always going to be about the team. So when you can find a young man that takes that approach every single day, that plays this position, you got a chance. And as we all know, regardless of what level you play at, if you got a quarterback, you got a chance. And so I've been very fortunate and blessed for the last 3 years to be able to help him in his process of achieving his goals. But more importantly, also just observing on game day how much joy he brings to not only me, but our team, the fans. His legacy is going to be special. And I know he doesn't talk about it now, but he'll go down in history as one of the best ever put on this uniform. So, and again, he's been the same guy every day. I asked every quarterback, be the same guy every day. Okay, you can't be great on Monday, average on Tuesday, really good on Wednesday, mediocre on Thursday. I don't know who I'm getting on Saturday. He's the same guy every day. So it's been a true joy and honor and blessing to be able to coach him, and I can't wait to take this last ride with him, and I'll be calling it from the booth, so I'm going to have a lot of fun.
We've got time for a couple more before we switch out. We'll go to Terry on the right and then back to the first row on the left.
Terry Spain, this question is for Haynes. Haynes, you're going to be extremely busy after the Pop-Tart Bowl. You're going to be at the Senior Bowl. How excited are you for those opportunities, and what do you expect? What do you expect from these particular opportunities?
I mean, first of all, I'm very excited for those opportunities, just to be able to play in those with a lot of great athletes, a lot of great competitors, and then just to be able to compete each and every day and showcase my talent against others as well. That's a great opportunity. And then just really experiencing everything. You know, you're going to have a lot of interviews, a lot of meetings with coaches and stuff, and just to kind of soak that in and be a sponge and learn from each and every meeting and interview is going to be special. And like I already said, being around a lot of great athletes and, you know, hearing some of their insights, some of their experiences through college football and even throughout this training process is going to be, you know, you got to be able to sponge it all up and understand what's going on. But, you know, I'm very excited for it and just ready to see what happens, but trying to focus on BYU first.
All right, we'll close out up front with Chad in the front left.
Chris, Graham has moved into the backup role. Just how has he improved this season?
Yeah, I always say that, you know, we live in this microwave society where a lot of these high school kids want to leave high school and try to find a place where they can play right away. And I'm old school in terms of trusting the process, right? I know that can be a cliche sometimes, but to play this position at a high level, there's no better situation than having those young guys watch this guy here. Here's a veteran guy that's played a lot of football, that goes about his business the right way, that prepares the right way, and to be able to see how he approaches it only helps those younger guys. Sometimes they think they're ready to play, but they really don't. They're really not. I do think the most important piece at this position is to make sure you continue to improve, right? And the opportunity for those quarterbacks to improve, you know, from the first semester to the spring ball to those things. Graham has shown that. Again, Graham is still young, hadn't played football, right? He's played one snap for us in live football, so there's still a lot to learn. You know, the ultimate goal is to be able to go out there and be consistent, and every young quarterback has to learn how to do that. He's in that process, and hopefully he continues to stay on that trajectory, and we'll see where it goes. I can't predict the future. Every high school quarterback that goes to college is really based on potential, right? And it's our job as coaches to develop these young men and then put them in a competitive environment. That's what I want. I want guys to compete in our room. They've done that. He's obviously competed and won the job for the last 3 years, deservedly so. So now, as we move forward, that room will still be competitive, and we'll find out who's all going to be in there.
All right, that one snap for Graham was pretty effective, the one that he had.
That's right.
So hopefully more of
It's
the
a high
same.
QB rating.
Yeah, 1100 QB rating is always good. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you being up here.